We used to walk to a sanctuary, sit in pews, light candles, listen to a voice that embodied what we believed. But now, the sanctuary might just be in your pocket. The divine can be tapped, swiped, and downloaded. So what happens when faith becomes an app? When worship is no longer a place, but an interface? And when spiritual counsel arrives via a chatbot at 3 in the morning, is this progress, or is it displacement? Let's ask. When faith moves to the screen, what do we gain, and what do we leave behind? In recent months, the faith tech industry has exploded. Apps like Bible Chat have over 30 million downloads. Hallow, a Catholic prayer app, once ranked higher than Netflix in the app stores. People are confessing to chatbots, asking digital priests about money, mistakes, and their deepest secrets. The pandemic accelerated this shift, with religious services moving online through streaming, virtual rituals, and even gamified lessons. Faith is being remediated. The sanctuary is now an app, and the congregation is a networked community. From a psychological perspective, this changes everything. Our devices demand short, bite-sized interactions, which is the opposite of traditional ritual that often requires stillness and repetition. The authority also shifts. Instead of a priest, rabbi, or imam, we now have algorithms, chatbots, and user reviews guiding our spiritual journey. Our faith becomes personalized, curated, and maybe even a little fragmented. It starts to feel less like a belief system and more like a service. Are we choosing belief, or are we just selecting convenience? Sociologically, religion has always been the glue that holds communities together. But when faith moves online, that community becomes a network, not necessarily a local one. Rituals become a hybrid of physical and digital experiences. And while this increases accessibility, it also raises huge questions about privacy and authenticity. Anthropologists point out that this doesn't just move worship to a screen, it transforms it. The sacred becomes a selectable experience. The pilgrim becomes a user. And then there's the money. Faith apps are monetizing what was once freely shared through subscriptions and premium content. This commercial layer completely alters the moral economy of religion. Let's talk economics. When faith becomes an app, it enters the marketplace, competing with Netflix, TikTok, and everything else on your phone for your attention. The faith tech industry is driven by venture capital, startups, and analytics. It's all about optimizing for engagement, retention, and revenue. But does optimizing for attention serve the sacred, or does it serve the algorithm? When the spiritual becomes just another product, its very meaning might change. This brings us to some critical questions. Digital worship is accessible, but does it offer the same depth without the physical presence of a community? When anyone can create spiritual content, authority gets blurry, leading to a kind of pandemic spirituality. And if spiritual growth is locked behind a subscription, what does that say about the ethics of belief? You might connect with people globally but feel more alone than ever in your local community. But this isn't just a critique, there's real potential here. These apps offer incredible accessibility for marginalized, disabled, or remote believers. They can innovate with multimedia and create new kinds of social support groups. If used thoughtfully, the digital sanctuary could enrich, not replace, the physical one. So, I want to leave you with a few questions. When you open a prayer app, are you in an act of worship or an act of consumption? Does convenience deepen your faith, or does it dilute your ritual? When the sanctuary becomes an app, are we trading presence for access? Faith on a screen isn't the end of religion, but it is a crossroads. The real question is, will these apps be a gateway to mystery, or just another interface of distraction? Thanks so much for watching. If this got you thinking, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.